sports in Ogun State, and headlined by the doubtfulness of the fact that will this proposed National Sports Festival still hold. And of course, we have the Commissioner for Sports Development in the state, Honorable WASIU ISIAKA in-house. And we'll be starting with the rejuvenated State Sports Festival award that we saw last week, so to say. But let me first welcome the Honorable Commissioner for Sports, Honorable WASIU ISIAKA. Good to see you looking sporty.
Thank you.
Welcome to the program. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, and good morning, viewers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it's good to have you join us on the program today. No other person could have given or would have given us the information we need on the program today. And I want us to start the conversation since we're looking at revival of the Ogun State Sports Festival. You know, there were activities last Saturday to revive this sports festival in the state, in Shagamu area of the state. What informed
that was actually the closing ceremony, so it's a 3-day event.
Yeah. Thank you very much. In fact, it was not even 3-day event because it started about a month ago.
Really?
Okay. Yes, because we went around all the local governments before we now did the campaign and the final.
Beautiful effort. So what informed that decision?
Well, thank you very much. I think it's in line with the commitment of the government to focus more on reviving grassroots sports, because like I said in my speech that day, the resuscitation of Sport Festival was actually part of the document that the Association of Retired Head of Service and Permanent Secretary, one of a section of the document they gave the governor when the governor resumed in 2019. And of course, that was not the first time. They've always been giving it to governors before that. But when we resume as commissioners, apart from the normal charge that the governor gave us, he gave us all these documents and said we should look at every aspect of it. And this government, we don't just sit down to say, okay, this is what we want to do. We consult with people. And that we can see from the way we do our budget, go around the state. So part of that, there was a particular section that is dedicated to resuscitation of, if you permit me, I can read the section, because the section says, according to them, that the State Sport Festival is meant to feature all the local government areas in order to create an avenue for the discovery of new talent that are bound in nooks and crannies of the state. The new talent discovered will join the core of our athletes that have already been established. This process we are called state the opportunity of having pool of athletes. You can pool of athletes. Pool of athletes that could be groomed and nurtured for major national competitions such as National Sports Festival. The idea of recruiting ready-made athletes from other states should be jettisoned. That was the caption. That was what they gave us. And if you say we should try and have pool of athletes that can be representing us, what we are saying is that we should create employment for our youth, for our own athletes.
Through sports?
Yes, through sports. So, but because of that particular area, we just feel like, okay, we want to be creating employment, because sport is not all about those things we do on field alone. It has a lot of things, including creation of employment and things like that. So that is one of the major reasons why we decided to do that thing. Another thing again is that we want to host, and at the same time we want to participate. We're not just hosting the festival.
Of course.
We equally want to participate. We're going to have our own team Ogun. And in line with what we've been saying, that we don't want to base the people that represent us based on the person that or something like that. We want to give equal right to everyone.
Let me come in there, Honorable Commissioner. I know that there are some established athletes that are looking forward to the festival, that the coaches have projected or are pinpointed or are focusing on to be veritable athletes for this festival. But looking at the Ogun State Festival that was just held,
yes,
are we sure that despite the closeness between now and the proposed time for the festival, that we could discover, or the coaches have discovered, they must have been discussing with you, one of two that could break into the state team for the National Sports Festival?
Well, thank you very much. That's another angle to it. because in the next 1 or 2 weeks, we are going to have trial.
Okay.
Where we are going to combine everybody, both the ones we discovered
here
and the ones that are there already, and even the ones that will join them. From there, we'll now pick the people that will now move to camp. You know, so we'll now do the camping, and then like 2-3 weeks to the festival proper, we'll now do final selection. So it is a process. You know, we are just trying to we are going to get some people from GATIC as well. You know, we'll bring everybody together, and the final selection is not going to be something that is going to be done in-house. People like you can witness it. We want to make sure that you will only be selected if you perform and everybody is convinced that indeed you can represent the state.
What happens when you get too much of a prospect, for instance, in this case, when there's so many people that pass this on merit?
Well, there's no way too many people will pass anything on merit. If you say you need 4 and you have 20, you know you are going to pick the best 4.
The best 4. That's
so
there cannot be the same 4.
Yeah, there cannot be the same 4.
And the coaches are there to. Okay, congratulations on that. That was a marvel one. But let me ask this question. It's like, I mean, people didn't get to see the preparations. Talking about the first festival, so to say, we only knew during the last 3 days, and it was like a shock. Was it deliberate? We just wanted to be bam. People think we were not working. This is what we have on board for you. Why?
Well, thank you very much. You know, what we did was actually a preparation for Team Ogun.
Okay.
You know, it was for Team Ogun, because that was an activity that's supposed to be under Team Ogun Steering Committee. We have local organizing committee that is organizing the one that is hosting the entire sport festival. Like I said earlier, we are hosting at the same time we are participating. Like what we did that day was actually part of our participation process, preparing our team, our own team. So I think that is maybe that is
okay. Before Marian comes in, let me go to this. We cannot pretend that we've not heard, or we've not read, or we've not sensed a kind of pessimism surrounding this National Sports Festival that is to be hosted by Ogun State in January. Even some notable voices have churned out articles to say they are not too sure that if this holds, this is going to be a miracle.
A miracle.
What assurance are you giving us it will hold? And I'll give you that. For example, Abeokuta is the capital of Ogun State. And till now, there's nothing to show on the MKO Stadium that the track is still there, the old track. When is it going to be uprooted? Is the field going to be upturned, so to say? But generally, give us an overview of the stage of preparation, an assurance that, yes, indeed, Ogun State is hosting this national.
Thank you very much. Let me start from the last statement. I'm giving you assurance that we are hosting, and by the grace of God, we are going to project the Ogun State as we know Ogun State to be. And by the grace of God, at the end of the day, people will know that indeed we plan for it for quite a long of time. And so having said that, you see, yes, the notable voice that you said, yeah, I also read it. I read the article, and you know, well, I thank God that the article didn't say we are not going to host. The article said it's going to be a miracle. No problem. By the grace of God, we will see that miracle. You know,
it's part of life.
It's part of life. You know, we saw it, and we just believe. And honestly, I felt somehow when I read that thing, because the notable voice you are talking about actually have my number, and he speak to me a lot. And it would have been nice if the article concluded by saying, having spoken to the Commissioner of Sport and this, I believe it's going to be a miracle. But if they sit down in their house and based on what they see, and just believe it to be a miracle, and that is why I think, you see, people should try as much as we can, because you see, we should not be trying to be demarketing ourselves, so to speak, because this is our state, and it's not about government, it's about the state, it's about all of us. You know, Because if somebody from outside is reading that, and from such a notable and strong person, you know what it portends with the meaning of that kind of a thing to us.
Okay, let's have an overview of the preparations for the National Sports Festival.
Yeah.
Let's have an overview.
Well, we are well prepared. You know, the main
organization mentioned the MKO.
Yes.
Is it part of the venue?
It's going to be part of the venue. And you said MKO. You said there's nothing on ground.
I mean, I'm looking at maybe athletics.
Yes. Yes.
Which means that
we are changing the tartan track.
Okay, that's the kind of message I want to.
We are changing it.
Okay.
And by the grace of God, by the time we get there,
that stadium is hosting the opening ceremony.
Opening and closing ceremony.
Fine. Okay.
Yes.
So anything that is
apart from that, we are putting swimming pool in MKO Stadium.
Okay.
There'll be handball court in M Stadium. There'll be tennis court in MKO Stadium.
Wow.
Well, talking about there is revival of the Ogun State Sports Festival, which is, by the way, a very commendable initiative. But as a government official who has handled several projects before now, you know sustainability plan of this initiative is as good as the idea of the initiative itself. And this is the process of you reviving it in Ogun State. So do you have plans as a team, as an agency that is in charge, as a team in charge of the sports in Ogun State, do you have plans of institutionalizing this concept yearly for the state?
Oh, thank you very much. Yes.
Okay, that is the State Sports Festival.
Yes.
Yes, that was why we said that we are resuscitating it. And even from what I said that day, apart from the normal way of doing it, you know, that the government now have the plan of combining it with small other events. That's why we said we want to come up with an all-encompassing sport festival that will be a sporting fiesta, then at the same time focusing again on something like our cultural heritage. So it's going to be kind of event that will now be combined or co-hosted by Ministry of Sports Development and Ministry of Culture and Tourism, you know. And we are also toying with the idea of possibly hosting it on February 3rd of every year to celebrate the creation of our state. So it's going to be a long distance. So we are working on it. The plan is on. So, but I can assure you that from now henceforth, it's going to be
really focusing on the sustainability of the State Sports Festival. Me, I'm focusing more on getting assurances that we are set for the National Sports Festival, both as Team Ogun in terms of what we are going to chunk out and win medals, and of course, what line of preparation we are having. Now, you just mentioned Abeokuta, and we also know that why it was postponed is to have one place for all athletes and officials, which is backup, we have been told. Apart from Abeokuta, which other centers are going to host some games?
When you say Abeokuta, we are talking of MKO Stadium, then Ogun State
Alake Sports Center.
Alake Sports Center. Then Ikene. I'm going to host in Ikene.
Okay, the Remo
Stars Stadium,
facility.
Yes, and Shagamu International Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are the places that is hosting all the games.
Okay.
Well, since we're talking the National Sports Festival and the preparation now, you know, it's way more than the participation of the team and even trying to get all of these facilities ready. What of Ogun State? Do you have some collaborations you have with people, you know, in the state to ensure that the guests you'll be welcoming into the state have a very wonderful stay at the course of the festival?
Well, thank you very much. That is the area that I'm sure Mr. Kim Akitude is aware, and they know how that in there is a team, a committee, local organizing committee, headed by Bukola Olokpade and a whole lot of sport icons. Of course, some of the media people too are there. The organization is perfect, and I believe at the end of the day, they are going to give us the best. The preparation is perfect. You said we are collaborating with a lot of people.
You said we are going to host. Yeah. We will host, inshallah.
Yeah.
You said we are not only hosting, we are participating.
By the grace of God.
We will participate. But we must participate to also win.
Yeah.
Now, in that case, to win, you must collaborate with the various sporting associations.
Yes.
So, what's the level of discussion? Because I know that we had just on sports executive, we had the chairman of cricket, and he was talking about resuscitating the cricket pavilion at the Abeokuta Stadium, and of course, getting the assurance from the state government that it will not be purified again, blah, blah, blah. They are spending about maybe 30 million to do that. But where I'm going is this. How regularly do you meet with the chairman or members of this? You know our strong points. Now, what's the kind of collaboration going on between the sports ministry and these sporting associations to enhancing preparation? Because the athletes belongs to this association. They have coaches, they have members, and they have chairmen, and I know that the sports ministry should be in collaboration, in discussion with them to know, what do we do for you? What are you bringing on the table? How many medals are we expecting here? So what's the latest from all this?
Thank you very much. We meet with all these chairmen regularly. In fact, last week, the chairman and national president of Judo Federation, they were in my office as part of this preparation. Traditional sports, they were in my office. And apart from that, we even meet them, all of them together at Alake Sport Center some 2-3 weeks ago. So we meet regularly, and you know, the association, especially Scrabble Association, is doing so many things, and I can assure you that that is one of the areas that we are concentrating on, and I believe that we're going to get a whole lot.
At the end of the day, how many months are you planning for close camping? No matter how short, you agree with me that there must be close camping before the festival. There could be open camping now, being handled by association. By the time the state is taking over, what is your projection? That, okay, we are taking over now, these athletes have now belong to the state, we'll take care of that. Now, how many months are we looking at before the festival? The festival is supposed to be in January.
It will be in January.
When are we likely to have that close camping that will bring full concentration ahead of the festival?
Well, the question is now on Team Ogun. That is not about the festival, right? Okay. Well, you know, the campaign, we have open campaign, we have closed campaign. And then part of our open campaign was what we saw last time, you know, because some people are coming, we train them, they go home like that. That is ongoing. That is, as we speak, that is ongoing. The closed campaign will start immediately after our trial. And the trial is going to be first or second week in September. So what is being called by mid-September, we'll start our close campaign.
Madam, I don't know whether you have a question.
Yeah, you know, there are possibilities of young athletes watching right now, and you have, to a very large extent, given hope to the people of Ogun State and even these young aspiring artists on your own part of preparation. So I just want you to still add to it, you know. They could be watching right now. What message would you like to pass across to such athletes based on your own path of preparation for this event?
Well, you know, with or without National Sport Festival, we have our own program. We have some lined-up program and competition like that, or some things like that for both the young ones and the adult this thing. We'll be going for National Youth Game in Delta this in September. So that is part of the program. That is ongoing already. Our team will be going for this day by Friday.
Zonal elimination.
Yes, so solar elimination by Friday. So we have all those things. So with or without National Sport Festival, Ogun has always have their own plans for sport and sporting development.
All right, that's interesting. Now let's look at the promotion of other sporting activities, even at the cost of this event. Some people have this belief that to encourage a good sportsmanship in people, it has to like start from catching them young, very young. Your plans, what range or what age range do you look at when it comes to internal affairs? Now let's leave the event aside,
yes,
right?
Yes.
You have your plans
yes.
to awaken the spirit of sportsmanship even in young people.
Yes.
So from what age do you
yeah, just in summary, plans for grassroots
sport development.
Sport development.
Thank you.
Simple.
We are collaborating with SUBEB and Ministry of Education. You know, primary school till just 3, now those ones are under SUBEB, then other ones are under Ministry of Education. For us to pick them, to catch them young, we are concentrating on picking those people that, like I said when I came last time, first, second, third in international and this school inter-sport, you know, inter-sport. We will pick the first, second, third of all the schools and bring them. That's the reason why bringing this yearly state sport festival comes to play. Those are the people that will come and participate there.
Okay.
You know, that is the level that will bring all of them together. We bring those of secondary school, from primary school, and those ones that we discover even from the streets. So we bring everybody together. So from there we'll be able to capture the ones we want to capture. Then we start the process of nurturing them, putting those things that they need before, but by the grace of God, we'll now project them as our own pool of.
You cannot be here, and of course, as we begin to wrap up this segment of the interview, without asking you about Gateway Football Club.
Yes.
What is happening?
Well, I'll still go back to the just concluded state sports festival. At least we discovered about 3 players there that day, and before that, the elimination stage, I understand they discovered about 4 or 5 again. Because, you know, one of the things that I believe is missing in that thing is that people believe that the club does not belong to them. They believe it belongs to some people. You know, we say people believe that thing belongs to the outsiders, because the last team that participated, I think we have about 3 indigenous of Ogun State. So whenever they are playing, they don't see the sense of ownership. They don't come to the place to come and see whatever they are doing. So what we are trying this time around is to bring in a lot of our people into it. And there are so many plans. You know, even in terms of management, I don't want to say much about that. We are toying with doing some things there. Then rebrand it. You know, rebranding it is one of the key things that we are trying to work on. Because when you say Gateway Football Club, people just look at that club. So we want to bring it to a standard that people will see it as a club that can really call a state-owned club. And people like you and Mr. Abeokuta, Alabi and co, of course, will keep talking to you on how.
Honorable ISIAKA, we must thank you so much for having time to come here and clear the air on so many issues. But the headline by the reassurance coming from the sports commissioner that whatever we feel from doubters, we should be rest assured that the state is hosting the National Sports Festival, as plans are on not only to host, but also to present good athletes that will represent the state by the time the National Sports Festival comes on board. Honorable ISIAKA, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
We wish you the best of luck, and
we
congratulate you for resuscitating the State National Sports Festival.
Thank you.
And we hope we'll see more year in, year out. Nothing can galvanize and develop sports more than that. Looking forward to boarding athletes participating, knowing that they will participate in a competition that could make them to be discovered and be nurtured. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thanks for having me.
When we'll come back, it will be time for trending. You should say that, not me, Miriam. But Miriam is here. Of course, we'll come back for trending. Thanks for watching.